guys, what's up? It's Zach back here again for Down South Racing, and today I have a topic that has unfolded over the last few months, basically since the 2018 Mustangs came out. And I'm sure you've heard the ticking. They call it the ticking. Some people call it the barbecue tick. A lot of people think that it's something within the motor, and there have been instances that cars have had piston slap issues and stuff like that. But I'm here to tell you that the ticking that you're hearing is the 2018 intake manifold, and it's just the manifold. It's just something that it does. How do I know this? My car didn't tick before I did put this on. Jared's car ticks a little, not like nothing. It's not a bad sound, but it makes this same exact noise of just. And Stangmode, we talked to him at YouTube Call Out, and he said that his car ticks. He has a barbecue tick, but it's nothing to worry about because he was saying any 18 he's heard with a blower, like a Whipple or a Roush car, doesn't tick. So with a TVS blower, you obviously have to remove the intake manifold here, and so those cars don't tick. Pro Charge cars, Paxton cars, Vortec cars, they still retain the manifold, so those cars you could probably still hear ticking if you can hear it over the whine of the blower, but probably not very likely. But that being said, I'm going to show you a clip of mine before I put this on, after I put this on, and a clip of Jared's car just sitting here at idle, and that way you can see the differences. Alright guys, so it's not the exact noise that you're hearing of just the motor running, just the constant noise that you're hearing, but if you can kind of get down there, man, give it a second. And you can just kind of hear how the motor ticks now. And now I'm going to insert a clip of my car before I put this manifold on, and you will hear that it did not make that exact noise. And a lot of people might say, well, you got bigger injectors, those are louder. That's what you're hearing, that's just physically louder of the engine running. That's what that is due to. But if you can hear that little ticking, that's what the 18 manifold is causing.
Looks good to me. Looks good to me. Looks good to me.
I can hear it a little bit better right here. I'm not sure if you can, but hopefully you can. So I'm not sure the exact root of the cause, but obviously it has to be something to do with the way the air is flowing through the manifold, because that's all that is happening. Now obviously, on an actual 2018 Mustang, you have the IMRCs that function properly and stuff. Mine are locked out. More air is being flowing through, sorry, not flown through. But that would explain why mine's a little bit more prominent, in my opinion at least, like that right there, I heard it again, is why, mine is so much louder. Now Jared's car is a little bit louder idling because his is direct injection, but you can definitely hear the same exact noise. My old car, not my old car, my car before this did not make this noise at all. Stangmode says his 18 makes it. A ton of people have obviously reported it. That does not necessarily mean the engine is crap, Ford is crap, all this, that, and the other. There have been cases where the engine has malfunctioned and there are some piston slap issues. And my opinion, that is coming from the fact that the 2018 engine is a little bit bigger because of the technology they use in the cylinder walls, and I think that's causing the pistons to, I don't know the exact word for it, but metal on metal contact is happening because of that cylinder wall lining that they put in the 2018 Mustangs. So that's what that issue is. Obviously if you have a big type of noise, I know that's funny, but if that's the noise your 18's making, probably something wrong. Now if it's just making this noise, should be okay. It's just the manifold. Cobra Jet cars, even Stangmode was talking about, he's heard Cobra Jet 18s, they don't make this noise. Just another reason why it's clearly something to do with the manifold. Whether it's within the manifold itself or something that has to do with the manifold, I'm not sure, but obviously something to do with the manifold. I can even hear it through my exhaust a little bit. I don't know if you can, but I'm going to put it down here. A very slight tick. I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but it's just, I can just barely hear it right there. I don't know. We'll have to, hopefully Ford or somebody will figure it out and see why that is being the cause of this issue. In other news, guys, I messaged my tuner about my car not leaving so hard. It was only cutting a 2.060 foot at the call out, and he asked me, he's like, well, how hard were you leaving? What RPM were you launching at? I said, I started up at 2,000. He said, did you go straight to the floor? I said, no, I pedaled it a little bit. And he said, that's why. So I made a little test hit on the street the other night, and that's definitely what it was. I need to be more aggressive on my throttle application when I leave. Luckily enough, going back to the track here pretty soon. Stangmode is coming down November 16th, and we're going to Beach Bend and Bowling Green. He's racing that Whipple car against hopefully Demonology and a Demon. Regardless, we're all going to be out there. Zander 13 is going to be there, so, obviously another one of my buddies. Hopefully me and Zander can make a collab. He lives about 2 hours away, so hopefully he's going to get the chance to come up, or I'll get the chance to go down. Being in college is a little bit more difficult for me. He's got a little bit more free time, so hopefully he can make it up here. But subscribe to all of their channels if you haven't already. Demonology, Stangmode, Zander 13. I will put their names up on the description so you can see, but they also put out good content if you're interested, so big shout out to those guys. Those were some of the main dudes I talked to at the YouTube call out and seemed like I got a little bit closer with, and so really cool guys that put out a lot of cool videos. So I know a lot of you guys are probably, out there worried, if you've done this install. I actually had a guy personally message me on Facebook the other day and say that, his car was making a weird idling noise. I said, have you data logged it yet? And he said no, because I had the same reaction when I first started my car up. You can ask Wade and Jared. I was stressed. I'm not even going to lie. I was freaking out. I was like, oh no, I've done something wrong. But as soon as I got my data logs back from my tuner and he said everything looked good, other than the adjustments that he has to make, it made me feel a lot better. So if you're in that same boat, data log your car, send it to your tuner. If something is up, then you mess something up. But if all things are good, just know that it's just making that noise because of just what it is. It is literally just the manifold. I have no reasonable explanation as to why it does that. I don't know if it's because there's more air flowing through the 18 manifold, if it's the way the runners are designed, if something's going on, obviously, with the airflow to cause that noise. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to act like I know what I'm talking about in this case, but it just made me think, because me and Jared had talked about this when I first did this. He's like, dude, my 18 makes that noise. I was like, that's just a direct injection. He was like, no, it's not like just a loud idle. He said, it's like a tick. It's just like your car. And I was like, we'll start it up. And he showed me. Sure enough, it was a very, very, very similar sound. And then we got up to YouTube call out, and Stangmode asked Jared, he said, does your car have the barbecue tick, is what he called it. Jared said, faintly, and Stangmode said his does. He said he was going to make a video about it, but just really hasn't had time, and really didn't want to put that out there because nothing's wrong with his car. So it would just be a kind of a misleading video, I guess. But he was telling us again, how the Whipple supercharged cars and the Roush supercharged cars that he's driven do not have that tick. Cobra Jet cars do not have that tick. GT350 intake manifold swaps on 15 through 17 cars don't have that tick, and so obviously it is something to do with the 18 manifold. So that's where I'm getting, my credibility for putting this video out from. If you don't believe me, find a 18 Mustang and listen to it, or find a 18 manifold swap 15 through 17 car, or 11 through 14 car as well. It should make the same style of noise. I really do not know why it's making that noise. It is a little eerie at first, especially, when you don't know any better, because you're like, is it knocking? What's going on? But just know that as long as your tuner says everything is good to go, you should be good to go. Alright guys, so if you've stuck around here long enough, I want to show you something. I sent 2 professional drivers out to Mexico the other night in my car on a 93 tune against a 2017 8-speed auto Camaro SS. Obviously everyone knows that the 6th gen Camaros are really, really fast because of that Alpha platform and the new LT1 being possibly slightly underrated, a lot like the 3rd gen Cody from the factory and 8-speed auto. I was pretty surprised, to say the least, when the driver showed me the footage. They went out to Mexico real fast and then, came back home. Luckily, I live pretty close to the border, but here's this footage. I hope you enjoy it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below what you thought of those races right there. Let those professional drivers know that you're proud of them for what they did. No, I'm just kidding, but definitely comment down below. Let me know what you thought of that. I was a little bit surprised with the outcome myself. Those 6-gen Camaros are very, very quick. I was expecting a little bit closer race, but I don't know. My car seems to be running pretty well. So, but also comment down below, you know, if you have an 18 or an 18 manifold swapped Coyote car, if you have this tick, and you know, maybe let me know if this made you feel a little bit better, or what, you know, how you feel about it. But just let me know if you do have that for sure. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already for more videos like this and more to come in the future. We try to put out a video every other day. A lot of times that doesn't happen, but we do at least try. You know, being in college is a little bit tough, working, especially, you know, being kind of spread out apart as our group goes. But I hope you enjoyed, like I said. I hope you found this informative. I hope it made you feel better. But most of all, guys, I hope you had a wonderful day, and I hope you liked this video. If so, give it a thumbs up. But until next one, peace out.